Hi there, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So let's wait for a couple seconds. Then we can start. All right, so let's get started. So my name is Jan. Thank you for everyone for joining us. So I'm the Admissions Administration Representative at Institute of Global Specialists. Today, one of our Global Education Specialist instructors, Kristina Bendikas, and my colleague, Poco from admission team, they are both joining me to present you with our programs and give you some insight about who we are, our program, what we can offer. So for today's info sessions, we will begin with some general information, such as admission requirements and fee structures. And then after that, we will get into programs in details. And then towards the end, there's a Q&A section. We will be more than happy to answer your question at that time. So if you do have anything to ask during our presentation, you are welcome to type in your question at the chat box. So where my colleague, Yulia Dimitriskar, she will respond to your questions. And of course, you can wait until the end so we can answer your questions. So to give you a little bit of general information about who we are and our programs, the Institute of Global Specialists is owned by a nonprofit organization, Canadian Society of Immigration Consultants, which was the previous regulator of immigration consultants in Canada. Now we are located in St. John, New Brunswick. Currently, we offer 7 programs and everything is 100% online. That will include your study material, lectures, assignments, exams. So basically everything is going to be online. All the programs are designed using the Harvard Business School case study method of teaching, and all the programs are offered in English only. There's no language requirement to join. No age limit to apply neither. Just so you know that we do also accept international students. So international students pay the same rate as our Canadian students, as we provide a fully online program, so you can technically study anywhere you are if you wish. In regards to the time difference, if you're located outside Canada, you don't have to worry about that because you get to schedule your own study time. As long as you are meeting the deadlines to submit your assignments, you are good to go. But you still have to make sure that you devoted at least 10 to 20 hours of study time per week into your study. And you will make sure that you're able to complete your assignments, make sure that you meet those deadlines. You should be good. Some students have questions about placement. Like most colleges and universities, we will offer career placement support to our students, such as help with writing resumes, identifying job opportunities, networks, improve job interviews, presentation skills. But it will be ultimately up to you to seek employment after completing your studies. Now, I'd like to highlight something that's very unique and special about our instructors. They are people who have been working in their industry for over 20 years, and they are still actively involved in their field right now. So we carefully vet each instructors and select highly qualified individual to teach and design all our programs. So you are not just learning about the theory, you are actually learning about the real world experience from them. So you are more than welcome to take advantage of that. All the details and bio about our instructors are available on our website, globalspecialist.org. We highly encourage you to check them out on our website. The tuition fee for all IGS program is currently $500 $33 per module for a limited time. We expect to raise our fee in the near future. So we encourage you to sign up for the program if you are interested in joining any of our programs. Our payment plans are flexible, as students can pay on module by module basis. There are 6 to 9 modules depending on the program, and each module is about 4 to 5 weeks long. That means you are expected to pay 1 module per month. Also, if you're interested in only taking specific module, instead of the whole program, you have the choice to take the modules individually. For example, if you're interested in our Canadian Immigration Law Specialist program, you can choose to take only the refugee module or economic class module if you wish. We have next start date scheduled for April 4th. We encourage you to sign up before the fee change. Another thing to mention about is that we do also offer scholarship and financing. Please contact us for more information about that after the presentation so we can provide you further details on that. Now, I will be talking about each program in details. I will be go over 3 programs, and Paul will be covering another 4 programs. The first program is Canada Border Service Specialist Program. This program is designed and taught by former CBSA officers and experts who have over 15 years of experience on the field. This program will enable you with essential border services and prepare you to be a capable professional in immigration, customs, import, export, all concerning border services. This program contains 7 modules and is 29 weeks long. And once you complete this entire program, you can seek employment with the public sector, such as CBSA, the Immigration Department of Canada, as well as in the private sectors, if you wish to work with the companies that are dealing with the cross-border services and regulations, those importing, exporting business such as Walmart, Costco, oil industry or mining organization, etc. The second program I'm going to talk about is the Global Immigration Specialist Program. There are 6 modules in this program, and the entire program length is 26 weeks long. This specific program will actually focusing on the different global immigration paths through investments, such as purchasing property and business overseas. You are going to learn about over 20 countries that offer these programs, countries like Caribbean countries, some European countries, and some East Asian countries as well. You will be able to identify the needs and risks for your clients that you can find the most efficient routes of immigration in corporate context for them. And all our GIS instructors, they all have been practicing and providing immigration advice globally for over 20 or even 30 years. So they are definitely a great asset for our students. Once you successfully complete this entire program, you will receive a diploma from us, which will qualify you to write an exam with the regulatory body, Global Society of Immigration Specialists. So you could work as a chartered global immigration specialist to provide your service around the world. Then the next program I'm going to cover is the Global Education Specialist Program. So upon completion of this program, you could work as an international student advisor agents for elementary, secondary schools, university, and colleges to receive commissions from them. And on the other hand, you could work as a consultant to help students and their families with the right admission process to get into the school that they wish to. There are 8 modules in this program and is 38 weeks long. This program focused on over 20 countries again. You're going to learn the different levels of education systems in different countries like Canada, in the United States, in European countries, in New Zealand, Australia as well, and also some Asian countries like Singapore. You're going to learn about the immigration aspects as well, such as how to apply for a study permit, visa, and also learn about the ethical framework for the application process. You are going to learn about different financial aids available for international students as well. Of course, how to build a connection with the schools as a designated agent with them, and with your clients, how to build a great relationship with your clients as a great, excellent education advisor. All our GS instructors are coming from different parts of the world with amazing backgrounds. They have over 20 years of experience on the field. And some are former admission officers and recruiters in the post-secondary institutions. Some are experts in processing the admissions in K-12 educations. Together, we believe they can provide a comprehensive knowledge and on-hand experience that you need as a successful education advisors. So once you complete this whole program, you will be able to write an exam with the regulatory body, Global College of Education Specialists, and work as a charter global education specialist. Now, Paul will go over the other 4 programs in detail.
Thank you, Jen. My name is Poe, and I'm the Admissions and Student Affairs Representative at the Institute of Global Specialists. I'll be now going over the remaining 4 programs that we offer, beginning with the Foreign Service and International Development Specialist Program. Like all of our programs, the Foreign Service and International Development Specialist Program is completely online. There are 6 modules in the program, and it is 24 weeks long. The program will introduce students to world diplomacy in bilateral and multilateral settings. The program will examine real-world examples of diplomacy involving Canada and other countries, such as the relationship between Canada and the US. Students will develop essential diplomatic skills, such as intergovernmental negotiation and networking. And these diplomacy skills are not just specific to Canada. They are transferable skills for anyone who wishes to join a career in diplomacy anywhere in the world. The program will also cover how to manage international development projects and the effects of globalization, which are major priorities for NGOs in Global Affairs Canada. We'd also like to take a moment to highlight the instructors in our program. Our instructors have 15 to 30 years of experience as foreign officers with the government or as development specialists. So they are very knowledgeable and well connected in the industry. The next program that I'll cover today is the Kenyan Immigration Law Specialist Program. This program is geared toward anyone who wishes to have an in-depth understanding of how to navigate the immigration system in Canada. Using the Harvard case study method of teaching, this program covers key aspects of Canadian immigration law and regulations. Please note that this program is not meant for those wishing to become a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. That is a profession regulated by the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. However, there are promising career opportunities after taking our program, such as working for the government or for NGOs or at an existing consulting firm. The program is taught by immigration consultants who have decades of experience navigating the Canadian immigration system. There are 9 modules in the program, and it is 42 weeks long. This is the longest program that we offer, as it covers the complexities of Canada's immigration system. The topics covered include permanent residency and citizenship, economic class, family class, temporary class, appeals, hearings and detentions, and refugees. The next program that I'll talk about today is the Global Supply Chain Specialist Program. At a basic level, supply chain management involves acquiring goods or services to achieve your business goals. And in today's globalized world, supply chain management has never been more important. We've all heard about recent supply chain problems in the news. For example, consumer goods over the holidays was a major problem for many retailers. This program consists of 7 modules and is 26 weeks long. The program will examine the supply chain process for the public sector, which includes all levels of government, and the private sector. You will learn how to navigate the complexities of the request for proposal process, known as RFPs, and how to negotiate contracts. The program will cover the supply chain landscape in various countries such as Canada, the US, and the UK. The instructors in our program have diverse backgrounds in the supply chain sector, including the fields of transportation, mining, healthcare, telecommunications, construction, and more. Our instructors have experience in both the private and the public sectors of supply chain management. This program is perfect for business owners interested in training with the government or professionals who want to make a career in the global supply chain sector. The last program that I'll talk about today is the Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Specialist Program. This program consists of 7 modules and is 28 weeks long. Our program will introduce students to the theoretical and practical applications of machine learning and data science. Through data analysis and visualization, students will learn how to use AI technologies to optimize their business. This program also includes live instructor lessons, so it's very hands-on. The program will cover Python, Jupyter Notebooks, and Google Colab. All of our instructors are leading experts with backgrounds in both data science and in business. This means that they have the academic and the real-world expertise to help students succeed. The program is perfect for business professionals who work with any type of data and who wish to stay competitive by using the power of machine learning and data science. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to highlight our free career placement support module. This free module is available to our students to help them transition seamlessly to a new job. This module helps students with networking, identifying career opportunities, resume building, and interviewing skills. Now, I'd like to introduce the instructor at IGS, Kristina Bendikas. Kristina is a recently retired academic with over 2 decades of experience as a teacher and administrator in post-secondary education. Kristina holds a PhD in drama and a master's in higher education, administration, and policy. She's currently teaching in our Global Education Specialist program. Welcome, Kristina.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for the invitation to join this webinar and talk about my module, which is on ethics in this particular program. As Poe noted, my career was spent in higher education as a teacher and as an administrator. And I had academic training in and a lot of practice of my career with ethical issues and decision-making in my work. As an instructor, I had to work with students when lapses in academic integrity, such as cheating on exams and tests, occurred. As a researcher, I had to be sure that I was conducting surveys and interviews, doing human subjects research fairly and ethically, and understand what the expectations of those were. And as an administrator, I served on academic discipline committees to resolve student issues pertaining to academic integrity, but also on search committees where we needed to maintain high degrees of confidentiality and to avoid conflicts of interest. And through my work leading the Office of Institutional Research and in my role as chair of an institutional review board, which is a board that reviews research proposals for adherence to ethical principles, I came to appreciate the importance of a foundation in ethics in a wide range of endeavors, and it's certainly applicable to this program. And it says a lot about the program that before you learn about the financial aid applications, before you learn about preparing the student visa process or setting up your own business, that you learn about the ethical framework within which to work so that you can develop your profession and develop what you do ethically with school administrators, with your clients, with peers, and handle any ethical questions when they do arise. And in every profession, they certainly do arise, and you need to know what to do. So let me tell you a little bit about my module, just some general information on structure and how we proceed. My module on ethics helps you learn to identify and analyze ethical problems and apply a consistent framework for ethical decision-making in your profession. So if you were asked, I'm sure you would say, of course, you're ethical, you always work ethically, but do you know exactly what that means? How do you define ethics and how do you apply it as a global education specialist? What are the expectations of your clients? What are the expectations of the schools with which you would work? For instance, if you follow all the laws that pertain to your practice as an agent, are you also being ethical? Are these things the same? In my module, you learn about each. You learn that they are different and why those differences are very important in your practice. In terms of my module, there are other things that you learn. For instance, what really is ethical behavior? How do you define it? If you, for instance, suspected one of your clients of lying on her application forms, what would you do? How would you handle that? What is the appropriate way to address that? These things do arise, and the module helps you work through that in a very consistent way. A couple other questions like, what do we mean by confidentiality? Is it the same as privacy? When a client shares personal information with you, do you know your obligations for keeping that information safe and secure? These are the kinds of things that we address in my module. So the organization of my module anyway in this program is that I provide lecture notes and reading materials. These are reading materials that come from various sources, and it's not just reading. There are a few videos in there that also provide information that explain and illustrate concepts that we're studying. And those are part of case studies. They're really contemporary examples, just examples from the last very few years, stories that you might have even read in the media. And they cross from the world of business through sports, through politics and medical research, because ethics applies everywhere. And you need to know how it does in all these different situations. And each session within the module contains several short assignments that enable you to test your understanding of the concepts, and opportunities for online discussions with other students in your cohort. The main assignment of my module is a personal code of conduct that you draft, develop, and refine over the course of several weeks. The final version, and only the final version, not the drafts, the final version is the one that's graded. And it draws from everything that you learn during the course of the module. That final version will be your guide. It's written in your own words, it's for your own practice, it is for you. Whether you work independently or with others in an organization, it will be central to your learning to how to make ethical decisions within your professional and even in your personal life. So let me just conclude with a few thoughts about the strength of this program and why I think you should enroll in it if this is the kind of thing that is of interest to you. This particular program, I think, provides you with not just the training to be an education agent, but how to do that effectively. It provides the information that you need, whether that's covering the financial aid aspect of the process, the student visas, communications with schools, the ethics that needs to undergird your practice, how to set up your own business, so that you have the skills to then go ahead and market yourself to potential clients and to schools and to build a business from that foundation. The program provides students with instructions from a very impressive group of very highly qualified instructors. They are my colleagues in this endeavor, and they really do have great credentials, advanced degrees, and a significant amount of experience working in higher education and in industry. And I think that if you are considering this, it is an attractive career for people who want a connection with higher education, who want to help students achieve their goals. Maybe not specifically, though, maybe you don't live near a campus. Maybe you don't necessarily want that close connection with a campus itself. Maybe you have commitments at home. It's certainly a profession that you can pursue online and develop your own home office and your own practice in your own way. So you can work independently or with other education agents. And so there's a great deal of flexibility and potential in it. And most importantly, of course, once you finish this program and then you pass an exam, you would then become a member of the Global College of Education Specialists. You'll have a credential, that you can use to attract clients and to pave your way in communications with schools as you reach out to them, who may be more willing to talk with you if you do have a recognized credential in this area. And as a member of the Global College of Education Specialists, you will have the opportunity to network with other agents, other people who have gone through this program, and a broader network as well, to exchange ideas and always have that support network as you continue to develop in your profession. So I think it would be an ideal profession for someone with some higher education experience, whether it's in admissions or student affairs or academic affairs, but someone who wants to specialize a little bit more and to help students through that admissions process. And as I said, to achieve their goals. So that's a bit about me and about my module. Now I will turn it back to Poe, but I am here on the call and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about my module.
Thank you, Kristina.
You're welcome.
Now, before we jump into the Q&A section, I'd like to take a quick moment to remind you of our recent tuition change. We've lowered our tuition by 40% to help our students. The tuition was previously $8.89 per module, and for a limited time, it's now $5.33 Canadian per module. This tuition rate of $5.33 may increase in the future, so we do strongly encourage you to apply before any sort of tuition change. We have monthly start dates, and the next start date is scheduled for April 4th. Okay, so now to conclude our info session, we'd like to hear from you. If you have any questions regarding our programs, please feel free to ask right now by typing in the chat. Our instructor for the Global Education Specialist Program, Kristina, is also here to help answer any questions. So we have a question here in the chat from earlier that was addressed already, but we'll just go over it briefly. A question from Glenn. So it will cost about $4,000 for the Canadian for the Border Service Specialist Program for the 28 to 29 weeks. And yes, that's correct. The program is 29 weeks long, and there are each module is $533. Most of our students pay on a module by module basis. So about once a month, you'd be expected to pay for the next module. But of course, as we have mentioned, we do anticipate an increase in prices. So we do encourage students to apply sooner rather than later. Are there any other questions about our programs? It looks like there's a question here from Sukshit regarding the board members and the credentials. Could you please perhaps maybe elaborate what you mean by that? We do have our information about our instructors on our faculty website, and you can see their credentials there. We are not affiliated with the ICCRC, and it's not, our programs are not meant for those who wish to become an ICCRC member. So for example, immigration consultants is regulated by the ICCRC, and that's a completely different profession. So we don't have any affiliation with that. If you perhaps could specify that your question a bit more, we can maybe help address it, because we are not the ICCRC. We do have a Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program that I did cover earlier on in my presentation, and that provides an overview of Canadian immigration law and regulations, but it is not meant for those wishing to become an immigration consultant. So after you graduate from our Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program, you can work different jobs, but not as a consultant. You can work, for example, for the Canadian government, you can work for an NGO, or you can work at an existing firm, but not as a Canadian immigration consultant. Are there any other questions? We do have a private question here about our Global Education Specialist Program. What kind of jobs or careers are available after taking the Global Education Specialist Program? What salary can I expect as an education agent? That's a good question, and maybe our guest speaker, Kristina, can help address some of those questions. Kristina did go over some career opportunities, but maybe she can elaborate a bit more.
Sure, happy to answer that. So again, it's the kind of program where you can make it what you will. In other words, if you are working with clients, then you can take on as many clients as you can reasonably and effectively work with. So that's kind of an answer to also to your how much does it pay, or what can you command in the field. It depends how many clients you work with. So if you are an independent contractor. So yes, you can work independently. You may network with some other folks who are also global education specialists, or who have similar independent contracting positions in whatever field they're in, and work within an office setting, or just develop your practice at home. So it's the kind of thing where you can make of it what you will. You could do it part-time if you wanted to. You could, it's very flexible in that respect. So there's not a specific slot into which you can fit. It's how you build your own career from this program.
Right, Kristina, and from what I understand, the profession is very entrepreneurial. So as you mentioned, it is what you make of it. And that applies to a lot of our other programs, such as the Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program, for example. It is very entrepreneurial. The Global Immigration Specialist Program, very entrepreneurial as well. So it can vary wildly. We have another question here from Glenn. What is the going rate for pay for CBSS? So if you were to apply to CBSA, you'd have to look on the CBSA website for information on the pay rate for their officers. So we don't have that information with us now, but that is something you'd have to contact the CBSA for. It looks like we have another question from Sukshit. Could you fill out applications, for example, for citizenship, economic immigrants, foreign workers programs? If you're referring to our Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program, then no. So that program, as I mentioned, is not meant for someone to become an immigration consultant. So if you are an immigration consultant, you can assist with applications for a fee. So people will pay you, clients will pay you to fill out those types of applications. But if you take our program, we give you the skills you need to learn about Canadian immigration law. So you will learn about economic immigration, foreign workers, working worker permits and study permits and all that, but is not meant for you to practice as an immigration consultant. So you would not be able to charge a fee for that. But those skills are still essential for someone who's interested in working in the field of immigration. So you could work, for example, with the Canadian government, or you could work at an existing consulting firm, but not as a regulated immigration consultant. I hope that helps answer your question, Sukshit. If you have any other specific questions on that matter, we can certainly help address that outside this presentation. But I just want to emphasize that our Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program is not meant for, it's not the same thing as someone who is an ICCRC immigration consultant. Okay, so moving on, we do have another private question here. I don't have a university degree. Can I still apply to your programs? So maybe this is something that my colleague Jen can help answer. Jen, if you could perhaps go over the admission process a little briefly, just once again.
So sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, G.
Yeah, so basically for our programs, you don't have to have a specific background. So if you only have a high school degree, that's fine. If you do have a post-secondary education, that's good as well. If you don't have any educational backgrounds, only have a professional background, such as like some kind of work experience, that's good to apply for our program too. So to apply to our program, all you have to do is go to our website, globalspecialist.org, and then click the enroll button, and then you will see a application form to fill in. So just choose the program that you wish to apply and then submit a copy of your resume. And there's a $175 application fee. When you complete the form, you will have to pay the application fee. So once we receive the application form from you, we will review and respond within 48 hours.
Thanks, Jen. Are there any other questions that we have regarding our programs? Looks like we have another private question here from someone here asking about the format. Do I have to be online at a specific time to attend the lectures? So the one program that we have that does have live instructor classes is the Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Specialist program that has live lessons where you would coordinate a time with your instructors to be present. But most of our programs, you can just log in whenever you want, and the material is already available there. So you can be anywhere in the world, and you can access the material. Jen, do you want to perhaps go over a bit of how the program works in terms of the format, or the online format?
Sure. So as Paul mentioned, so you once you join and pay the program fee, you will be given the login information to access our course portal. So on this course portal, you will see all our study material there, and then you will be able to access your assignments, quizzes, exam online. So all you have to do is that you have to follow the each module calendar to see what's the deadlines for you to do your works. So make sure that you don't miss any deadlines. You should be good. So you can do your study time. You can do your study anytime you want. So that's after you work, or when you are available during the weekends, you can do it anytime you want. But you just have to make sure that you don't miss anything that you should be submit before the due date. Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. Are there any other questions for me, Jen, or our guest speaker, Kristina? Okay, it looks like we don't have any other questions right now. But before we wrap up today, we encourage you to check out our website and read about our instructors under the faculty section. Of course, we are very proud of our instructors, and they have been carefully chosen for their expertise and their real-world experience. In addition, we also offer free demo modules for each of our programs. So if you're interested in a specific program, you can explore the demo module for free to see how it works, see how it looks like. To request access to a free demo module, just submit a request on our website or email us directly. Our website is globalspecialist.org, and you can apply online for the April 4th start date. You can also email us at info@globalspecialist.org or call us at 1-888-228-4598. So if there aren't any more questions now, we'd like to thank you for your time, and we hope to hear from you soon. If you do have any other questions that you think about afterwards, please feel free to contact us afterwards. Thank you.